All right. It's Sunday. It's time to get through some Armored Core. It'll help if I had audio myself. I do apologize if you hear a constant hum in the background. It's the AC. It's a bit of a noisemaker. I'll try to be entertaining as much as I can. Was able to cut out the sound of the hence the 360 though, which was good. All right. So last time we played, we got to the end of chapter 3, and we just started chapter 4. This is our mech that I'm currently using. It's a high energy build, where I have 2 energy rifles that do pretty good damage, and then some missiles on the back when I need to. So far, she's been doing really good against energy defense, or energy defense and whatnot, and decent on the energy expunge. Let's just get the test really quick so I can get used to the controls again, because it's been about a week. Now I'm playing on Sunday because I have a goal in mind to get through all the Armored Core games, and unfortunately Armored Core 6 comes out at the end of this next coming month, so of August, so I got not a whole lot of time left. ECN. Let's go up against the next. So you see him fuck me up too? 840. Does hurt me in the KP, but might be able to fly a little longer. Yo! The noise? Probably the AC. How bad is it? Is it bad? So how are you doing, Savvy? Line of defense. Defeat main enemy, destroy target, main enemy. Let's go with Firefly, because, you know, that was a good show. It needed some more love.
Let's confirm the mission. You're to raid the Interior Squadron occupying Griffin, the independent city. Destroy their entire force and take back the city. Their core force appears to be a group of normals, but an array of additional firepower has also been confirmed. Of particular concern is Interior's latest creation, the aerial fortress Fermi, which combines Meilée's large model laser cannons with a primal armor mechanism. Those are your orders.
Ooh, a flying fortress. An arms fort progenitor, mayhaps?
Your objective is the Fermi aerial fortress. Optical lock-on capabilities will be limited in the dark. Plan accordingly. Kojima tank unit identified. You should be able to use it to secure some illumination. Destroy it. You're nearing the edge of the combat area. The enemy is armed to the teeth. Keep your distance. Secure light sources around the Fermi and attack from afar. combat area. AP is down 50%.
Nope, still alive. Damn it. It's going good. Yeah, I'm by myself today. Nothing bad about that. I thought it was dead. Try that mission again.
Let's confirm the mission. You're to raid the interior squadron occupying Griffin.
Never give up, never surrender. From the immortal words of Woody from Santa Claus.
Your objective is the Fermi aerial fortress. Optical lock-on capabilities will be limited in the dark. Plan accordingly. Kojima tank has been identified. You should be able to use it to secure some illumination. Destroy it. Armed to the teeth. Keep your distance. Secure light sources around the Fermi and attack from afar. AP is down 50%.
Damn it. These missiles are good at seeking.
You're nearing the edge of the combat area. AP down to 10%. You're nearing the edge of the combat area. The Fermi aerial fortress has gone silent. The mission was a success. Good work. Please
Woo!
head back.
I got him. barely, but I got him. Gotta see. Did lose a little bit of money from damage, but no. Does suck. But 200k isn't too bad.
Glad you're alright. Let's go home.
Do love me some credits. Alright. Ooh, Sea of Blood. I sent my submission to get the booth at the local craft fair. Oh, very nice. Plan on selling all your crafts? Is that why you're going hardcore into 3D printing? Ooh, defeat enemy next.
Let's confirm the mission. Eliminate Ultras next. Critique, which has taken over GA's Dornier mining station. Critique's pilot, Sharing, is number 14. He's one of the 26 links from the National Dismantlement War, an original. Sharing is a world apart from the irregulars you've faced so far. Look out for Critique's high-power energy cannon in particular. Those are your orders.
Motherfucker's got a Kurosawa. Haven't really made much for myself. Well, now that every 3D printer know how it works, you can just create a whole bunch of stuff, and all your crotch shedding. Hey, buddy. Ugh.
Target fixed. That's the enemy next. Critique. He's in the central facility. Destroy him. You're up against an original.
That's Editorial's next. There's no mistake. I'm counting on you, Sharon. So that isn't just Scion Team.
They're nearing the edge of the combat area.
It's just as I heard. Today, I lose.
Critique has gone silent. The mission was a success. Good work. Please head back.
Well, yeah, crocheting will take a lot longer than printing, but crocheting stuff, you know, has a nice feel to it and look to it versus 3D printing, where 3D printing does have a nice look and feel to it as well. It's just crocheting, it's more from the heart. You can charge a lot more for it. Did it quick, so I got a good boost of money there. And I did it under estimate. Sweet.
An original.
Money.
It really was in a class of his own. You should get some rest now. Sleep well, soldier.
Ooh, arm unit Canopus. Let's take a look at that. Working on a turkey, just in time for November. Must be a weapon. Yep. Ah, yes. His high-powered laser rifle. Doubles the attack power of mine, that's for sure. The womb. This one's red, so let's give it a shot.
Let's confirm the mission. It appears the Ray Leonard Company has been conducting experiments on a new type of Next underground in their Levantier facility. We don't have any specifics, but our information suggests it's an extremely dangerous craft. Invade the facility and destroy the Next. Tyrant, the Next that GA sent on ahead, hasn't yet returned. Exercise extreme caution. Those are your orders. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Be careful.
I think I know what this one is. This one has like Next with weapons that you can't use, unfortunately, because they're just badass. But let's check it out, shall we?
The underground lab is just ahead. Destroy the new Nexts under development there. Enemy guard battalion is in position. Break through them. Enemy normal confirmed. You're being sniped. Avoid as much fire as possible. Enemy signatures confirmed ahead. New type Nexts. They're active? There are 3 of them in total. Be careful.
Cheese strats. So cool. I want those big swords.
All enemy crafts destroyed. Pulled it off. Mission accomplished. Good work. Please head back.
Oop, sorry, buddy. Careful where your butt goes, buddy. Can't have you knocking over my drink now. I mean, I could 3D print that sword in that next, but I want it in this game. I want to attack something with a giant claymore. Yeah, I went over time, unfortunately. Oof. Yeah, the time is what kills you, man. Stop attacking that.
I remember seeing something that looked like that next in some of my father's documents. The prototype next. An evil machine that kills its pilot with psychic stress beyond human tolerances, while lethally contaminating the surrounding environment. It's beyond man's control.
Or so you would
Development
think.
was aborted and everything destroyed. Would someone really try to dig that skeleton back up?
Yes. Yes, they would. For profit. Guess we didn't see Tyrant. Right him off as dead, I guess. Alright, Ego Boost, Ascend, Line of Defense, and Empress. Defeat another next. Why not?
Let's confirm the mission. We've detected Prometheus, a BFF group next. We need you to destroy it. Prometheus's pilot, Mary Shelley, is a legendary sniper. They say BFF based their entire weapons design philosophy around her combat style. Her number is 5. She's a special threat, even among the originals. Bear that in mind as you go out there. That's not all. We're picking up dense Kojima particle emissions from the ice on Scion Bay. Expect the Kojima interference to weaken your primal armor out there.
Lovely.
Those are your orders. You'll be fine. I know you can do this. Enemy next, confirmed. That's Prometheus. She's showing no signs of running. Take her out. Goodness. Come all this way to die, have you? Prometheus is hit. You're damaging her. The enemy's mainstay is the sniper rifle, best adapted to long-distance combat. Damage to Prometheus confirmed. Just a bit more. But my superiority is... Prometheus has ceased activity. The mission was a success.
No danger,
Good
spaghetti.
work. Please head back.
Ugh. There. Get you away from the danger, spaghetti. Mission was a success. I defeated Mary Shelley and her Frankenstein.
So you outmatched even number 5. You're a breed apart. Perhaps unique in your skill.
Yes, I am unique.
You get some rest now.
Oh, thank you. Stop. Stop. He keeps on wanting to go for my headphone wire. Alright. You're in a feisty mood, so I'm going to move you. Ugh. Only to be replaced by Yuna. Hey, Yuna. 05 answer. Ooh, a new sniper rifle. Upgraded to perfection. Break the White Lance. Defeat target. Well, it's red, so let's do it.
Let's confirm the mission. You're going after the BFF group directly this time. Destroy the Queen's Lance, BFF's flagship and acting headquarters. The Queen's Lance is nestled amid a massive defensive fleet. It's going to be nasty out there, but there's no avoiding it. The Queen's Lance is your only target. Ignore the rest of the fleet. Just be sure to sink that flagship. BFF is notorious for their highly centralized command structure. If this operation succeeds, they'll be dead in the water. This is an extremely important mission. Those are your orders. There's no turning back now.
Rudy.
Your objective is BFF's flagship, the Queen's Lance. A large convoy fleet is positioned throughout the area. Break through those defenses and blitz the target. That's your objective. Sink it. Damage to your craft is spreading. This is an extremely important mission. Execute it carefully. Be sure to finish the job. Queen's Lance destroyed. Mission accomplished. Good work. Please head back.
Yeah, I did it. I sunk a boat. Yay! I murdered a bunch of people. Got a B. Did take a good amount of damage, though.
One of the 6 companies just fell by your hand. I never imagined it would come to something like this.
That's what they get for having a centralized form of leadership.
Truly amazing. I never would have guessed, looking at you back then.
It's like taking out North Korea.
I missed this
Take
place.
out Kim Jong-un and... Yeah. What else they got? I don't think you got kids. He already killed his brother. Ooh, juggernauts. Ooh, last mission of chapter 4. Let's go.
We've confirmed an unidentified weapon in the gear tunnel. It's big, and it's headed for Anatolia fast. I'm afraid we may be looking at a large-scale, highly destructive weapon. There's no time. You have to intercept it. Please.
You got it. I'll go to the end of the world for you. I don't even know your name. Is it Elena? I don't know. What's my operator's name? I don't know. Looks like a cooler mech.
Massive weapon closing rapidly. You have to stop it here, please. Sighted. Intercept. Enemy rectifier destroyed. 3 units left. Massive weapon destroyed. All activity ceasing. Energy spike detected.
Nope.
It's going to explode. Get out of there. It's over. We managed to stop it. Thank you. We owe it all to you. Good work. Let's go home.
It's gonna blow up. I gotta stop. I can't stop. Oh my god. I wasn't scared. No, not at all. Ooh, got a rank S.
That had to have been a new prototype weapon from one of the companies. But why Anatolia?
Because I've been shitting in everyone's
What
Cheerios.
does this mean?
I work for Anatolia, and I've been shitting in your Cheerios.
The attack on the Queen's lands. It was this mission which sealed the fate of the Pax Economica. The massive BFF group lost its military infrastructure. Ray Leonard's fragility as a nascent corporation became increasingly apparent, leading them to increasingly direct and risky tactics. They direct next attack on their enemy's core. Ray Leonard and its ally Alphavit pooled their next dangerous move, Behemoths, and launched a large-scale surprise assault. So began the Lynx War. Massive colonies toppled helplessly, while Kojima contamination spread unchecked. After taking a fatal blow in the early days of the assault, being driven into a defensive war, Omer's last hope was Joshua O'Brien, a Spina mercenary and our man. Those two were unparalleled on the battlefield. It was enough to make even me, an ally, anxious, even afraid.
New parts available. Alright, let's see what they got. Haven't really done much tuning up. No, those legs aren't that bad, actually. A little bit heavier, a little bit... not that much energy cost efficient. Can load heavier weight. Only a slight drop in total energy. But it has a higher defense quotient. A little bit less PA durability and rectification, but not... those numbers are minimal. My mobility does sink a little bit, but not too crazy. Those are heavies. What am I equipped with? I'm equipped with a middleweight. Because this one also keeps a relatively high energy defense too, while almost giving me an extra 30%, almost 50% more ballistic defense for my legs, which is pretty good. Jumping ability goes down a little bit, turning ability, braking ability. I'm trying 45. Yeah, why not? We'll give him a shot. Core. Focuses on defense. Just horrible EN defense, though. This is what I have. Talus. Talus is just overall good if you want defensive core. And it looks pretty sick too. Alright, arms for Talus. Alright, so I'm looking at... mostly looking for defensive stuff, so... Gano... Hilbert... Aurora missiles, which I like. Shotgun arms... Higori. So equip the Talos. Arm fire stability, aim precision is a little bit lower. EN weapon skill, which I want higher because I'm mostly using it. Energy weapons. Is there anything with higher? Nope. Hey, stop that. No danger spaghetti for you, buddy. cat being a cat. Yeah, Hogar's all around FCS. Yellowstone series is more specialized for missiles. Yeah, that's my main goal for missile setup because I love missiles. Whew. I just tried using my keyboard. I'm an idiot. God damn it. I didn't see a lot of really missile-centric setups back in console PvP aside from group schemes. I mean, I never played the PvP much in this game back in the day. One guy who always visits the chat, he is still doing it constantly, especially for Last Raven, Link's Tetsu. But I don't know, I just always loved lots of missiles, you know, all the DACA. Just need all the DACA. The game design's pretty great and everything's viable. Yeah, being able to dodge missiles is probably a very important skill to have, especially when playing PvP. But I do love Armored Core and the fact that you can basically build whatever you want. It's always been my favorite. My previous streams, I've been streaming Armored Core 1 through till right now, because Armored Core 6 comes out in less than a month. So hopefully I can get through Verdict Day and 4 answer, 5 in Verdict Day. Probably won't be able to, but I tried. That's what I always thought, but like when you look at the how long to beat, it says like 12 hours. I'm like, the fuck it is. Oh, he died. That I do know. It's pretty crazy, because I was watching Link's Tetsu. He did that with Kojima missiles, especially in 4 Answer, where they're usually slow moving, but if you hit them off with your overboost, they are quick firing Kojima missiles, which is crazy. But yeah, a little different if you're going for unlocks. I mean, I would just be going for the main story, so it shouldn't be too bad, but like some of the missile combinations end up being pretty interesting. Yeah, and that's one of the things I like a lot about just the Armored Core, just different combinations, flying different things, and BTS Heat Seekers. Those are always kind of fun because they're fire and forget. But I am a huge sucker for vertical launch missiles. I don't know, just always have. In any game, if I have vertical launch missile capabilities, I'm going to launch it because it looks cool. Which sucks, especially in the meta for the old Armored Core games. If you're playing against somebody, or if you're playing against a computer, play them in the parking garage because their missiles won't go anywhere. And what I like doing in this one is combining verts with, horizontal. This way you're like getting sandwiched between levels of like, fuck, it's an explosive warhead. Actually, I have FCS memory to spend, so... There used to be some aces on PSN who knew the convergence distance and spread missiles too. Yeah, I never did get into the Hyper PvP, mostly because when I got these games and when I got a 360, it was way past the era of it, and I just didn't have internet in those times. Like they planned snipe landings and chunk you. Oof, that is some high level stuff. I do remember in Armored Core 5, because I did a little bit of PvP in that, because you could have like four ACs and then like a fifth guy that's kind of like an Overwatch, which was pretty cool. I like the idea. But there's a couple times where I got sniped by like the Giga Cannon fucking thing. So many good times. I just wish I could do more. Like, I never was able to see it able to be done much more than, hey, thing over here, but, you know, fast-moving combat, it's always, like, kind of crazy. I have never touched Verdict Day, so I don't even know how it did in that one, but I do like what FromSoft is trying in 5, and what is coming in Armored Core 6, I am excited for. Yeah, like 5 PvP, I think, ended up failing a little flat because of the RPS damage. Yeah, that was like playing rock, paper, scissors, so you'd have to like kind of go over back and forth or specialize and want to be like, okay, this guy's weak to this, so group like mech A, go for that guy. So, but you would need like a dedicated group of buddies, so people mathed out minimum defense values and end up killing all the build variety up to that point. Good old math, which is one of the reasons why Armored Core is so different from other mech games, is because of the math. Alright, what we got? Unseen Assailant, Hail of Bullets, Silent Avalanche, Feudal Resistance. I think this is the one where I have to destroy Ace. Next. Not next.
Silent Avalanche, the security unit at the former BFF's Kojima Energy Facility, Sphere, has persisted in resisting. We need you to eliminate them. BFF put their pride and all of their resources on the line to build Sphere. It's the largest facility of its kind and filled with cutting-edge Kojima technology. Several companies have tried their hand at taking it over in the past, but Silent Avalanche has sent them all packing. Their normals are specifically adapted for combat on the ice floes and favor long-range sniper cannon attacks. Watch out for snipers camouflaged by the snow. Those are your orders.
Yeah, the Armored Core just always had a good game feel, especially in the 4th generation Armored Core 4 Answer, because it went, you know, quicker, better maneuverability, less tank controls. 5 was definitely different. It slowed it much down because the Chrome Hounds, same director, and we'll see how 6 does. I'm excited for it. It looks pretty mech clunky, at the same time slick.
Be especially wary of long-distance sniping out there. What are they trying to prove now that BFF is gone? They can't hold out forever. You've entered sniping range. Stay sharp. more of them. Enemy normal destroyed. 2 to go. Objective destroyed. All objectives neutralized. Silent Avalanche has fallen. The mission was a success. Good work.
Let's
Please
see.
head back.
I'm a little worried about the orbital lock myself, but otherwise looks promising. Level design looks spectacular too. Not sure how I feel about the hard stun mechanic either, but it is what it is. So with the orbital locking, yeah, it will be definitely different. And we'll see how it plays. Granted, we haven't had a good armored. We haven't had an Armored Core game in well over 10 years. And then the hard stun mechanic. Yeah, we'll have to see how that one is. But FromSoft has been really good these days. And they're like one of the few AAA or AA companies that I actually still trust. Like, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fanboy, but Square Enix has burned me a couple times, so I, don't have faith in them. Even though Final Fantasy 16 looks pretty fucking sick. I don't have a PS5 to play it yet. But with how good Elden Ring was at launch and how it's continued to be good, how I'm a huge, Soulsborne fanboy, and that this is Armored Core and it's going to be a mech game, and I just love mech games. If you go to my YouTube, most of my channel is Armored Core and other different robot-themed games. I try to play retro titles here, but most of them have robots in it, because I'm a sucker for giant stompy robots. Hey, I know you were there, Altesian. It's always good to see you. I'm not sure if I said hi before, but always a pleasure to have you around. Rank S, sweet.
Glad you're all right. Let's go home.
Because there's nothing better than giant stompy robots, except a very good meal. But giant stompy robots, gets me every time. Love them. Still heartbroken they never properly localized Front Mission 5. Yeah, seeing as how it was best in the series. I never played Front Mission 5 because proper localization. One of the first games I played on stream actually was Front Mission 4 on the PlayStation 2, and I was, to this day, one of the worst games I've ever played was Left Alive, because then that was why Square Enix burned me. Fuck that game. Fuck that game to the ends of the earth. Oh god, I don't even started on Left Alive. Oof. But yeah, no. I did pick up the remaster of Front Mission 1 for the Switch. I've been meaning to play it. I have a lot of other games on my to-do list. Yeah, a shame what happened to the IP. Yeah, Left fucking Alive is a shame. If they had... I know what they were going for. They were trying way too much to do. If they had more burn time and the cook time in the fire, maybe they might have been able to pull something else, pull something good out. But every single mechanic that they tried to do, they failed miserably on. It was a horrible stealth game because it forced you into combat tactics, and the stealth was just jank to begin with. The crafting mechanics to make traps and shit were basically pointless and useless. And you had to play on casual mode, which was later released in a patch in order to, get headshot kills, which most stealth games have. Splinter Cell, Metal Gear Solid, they all have, hit them in the head to kill them. And take them out silently. No, there's no doing that Left Alive. There was 2 segments where you're in a mech. 2.5, because there's the one in the beginning where you're in a destroyed mech, or a Wanzer, which, come on, it's Front Mission. The entire series is based on giant fucking robots, and you're in the thing for a maximum of 5% of the fucking game. It was split between 3 characters, which was a cool idea because then you could like share resources through like drops. But even then, it sucked, and like the characters were all kind of blah to begin with, and they had no real key story. And then the story sucked. So everything about that game sucked. I hate it. I hate it so much. Fuck that game. I actually went back and beat it too because I wanted to. I like playing horrible, shitty games, but that one just made me angry. I can't really see it, but the reason why I'm really pissed off right above my head, that's the collector's edition of Left Alive. It came with a Wanzer, which was cool, but God, I hate that game. Yeah, that's why Square Enix burned me. I pre-ordered that shit. I was so happy. I was so excited. Let's see, hailables. Pillar of Light. Destroy target. Defeat all enemies. Let's try this one.
Let's confirm the mission.
Oop.
Destroy Ray Leonard's
Right.
anti-satellite cannon, the Ehrenberg, before it can shoot down GA's surveillance satellite. We expect a large-scale defensive force, but you'll need to pay special attention to the high-density primal armor protecting the Ehrenberg's core. GA's surveillance satellite is approaching the Ehrenberg's firing range. There isn't much time. Get in there and get the job done.
Yeah, especially like,
Orders.
I mean, because when Square Enix first merged, because it was around the time of Final Fantasy X, like they were still riding on the high. Yeah, Flagship, Kingdom Hearts, and Final Fantasy were the only games that were still solid. Everything else that they put out, they have horrible, promotion on, and horrible like after release support. Like they'll put it on life support at the launch and then do nothing with it. Like, yeah, Forspoken. What was that one game that came out that was like?
Neutralize it before it can take down that satellite.
Forgot what I was doing.
Destroyed. The mission was a success. Good work.
Let's see. Last ends up not having any resources this way. Like Drakengard, titles are really cool in concept. Have some great mechanics, but zero polish. They're old jank as hell. Sad because there's framework for some great games, and I hate what happened to Star Ocean as a series. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Star Ocean 3, that was, till the end of time, was the first 3D one that they brought out. That was pretty solid. I liked it as a game. Way too fucking long and got kind of crazy and convoluted, but that's Star Ocean for you. And the titles definitely did have diminishing returns after that. I didn't play the most recent one. But the one before that, where it was basically a long escort quest, it was kind of blah. Drakengard, yeah, those ones were always weird. It also leads into like the Nier series, which was another kind of weird series that they just kind of had like in the back burner, letting them do whatever they wanted. I would say those ones at least have a better. The Nier series has a better polish to it, and they were released good. The Drakengard ones was definitely weird, especially the first one. The first Drakengard game was just weird, but overall it was fun. But yeah, it's Square Enix is really bad about just pushing their games out and publishing different titles and just letting it flow out. It's bad. Yeah, I mean, Automata turned out how it did because it was Platinum Games that made it. Yeah, and that and just it has really good assets. I'm pretty sure that helped push it somewhat. That and it's just a very unique game in general.
Glad you're all right. Let's go home.
Composer and like 3 programmers. Yeah. But even like recently with the Final Fantasy titles, they've been very like hit or miss. Like even so, their main flagship titles and Kingdom Hearts 3 had a very rocky launch and start. So a lot of people were like unsure about that one. So like, I don't hate that they're trying to. No, me neither. I love the fact that Final Fantasy's always been about new things. Like, every Final Fantasy game has always been somewhat different from the last one. Either different, like, story beats, play style, or just something different in general. And that's one thing I always loved about Final Fantasy. One of the worst things about Final Fantasy, though, is the Final Fantasy fan base sometimes. Because those guys are toxic as fuck. They're almost as bad as the Star Wars fan base. And I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. I don't hate the... well, it was never in the Kingdom Hearts series myself, so it's kind of oblivion. I liked Kingdom Hearts a lot, especially 1 and 2. Like, I was very skeptical at first because, oh, Disney. But it played really good. And then the story got really crazy. And one of my favorite games was Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days for the DS. Loved that game. But yeah. You're like the pure... Yeah, like, what is a pure FF game? 4 crystals and 4 teammates? That's it. Like, it needs crystals, it needs jobs, and it needs summons. There you go. You got Final Fantasy. Work with it there. Like, because I was in a couple of, like, Final Fantasy fan groups, especially on, like, Facebook, and everyone's like, oh, the new Final Fantasy 16 is just Devil May Cry, because it has an active combat system, which is good. Like, as an adult, sometimes I like being able to play my game other than just, like, going into menus and pushing X. Like, sometimes I like turn-based games, like Persona 5 is really good, but you need to have a good balance of what turn-based is. Like, the combat needs to be somewhat engaging. It can't have, like, random encounters that are just stupid, crazy high encounter rate, which just ruins any game for me. And, yeah. You have, like, something flashy and fun and enjoyable. In my opinion. Hard for any title to suck in time and still get interest in the fan base or grow it. Yeah. The thing is, like, since Final Fantasy had, like, most of its titles came out around, like, the same decade or so, like, you had a fuck ton of titles. And then, since here in America we were drip-fed Final Fantasy titles, it was kind of hard. Sol Dios. I think we have to destroy some Sol Dios cannons in this one. You haven't noticed I'm kind of just mainlining main story missions to get through the game.
Behemoth, Sol Dios, is approaching Sing, Asia's largest colony. You are to intercept it. Sol Dios is likely the completed form of the prototype developed in the former GAE's Zeta arsenal, and is equipped with a massive Kojima cannon and high-density primal armor. We've confirmed several of these models are crushing nearby colonies underfoot while converging on Sing. The Aspina colony has received a similar call for help. They've dispatched White Glint, a next for hire. Try to rendezvous and work together if possible.
White Glint.
Those are your orders. The two of you can do this. I'm sure of it.
He's a hero! It's good mech. Good mech. Dragon Quest is really close to its roots, but yeah. Also with Dragon Quest, they have branch titles that try different things, and then they have like their main titles that kind of like, you know, to fall back on in case, you know, they get too crazy. But even the newer like Dragon Quest game that's coming out is action combat, so it should be interesting to see how the fan base relates to that one.
It's White Flint. Opening a channel now.
This is White Flint. Hey, Raven. Heard good things. Let's get this done.
Energy spike detected. Opening shields to use the Sol Dios cannon. Take out the exposed cannon before it fires. Sol Dios destroyed by White Flint.
Am I doing anything to this thing?
The
I don't
enemy
know.
is approaching Sing's final defensive limits. Take down those Sol Dios. Pronto.
Hmm. Just end me.
Status report. White Flint has successfully destroyed all Sol Dios units. Let's finish things up on our end, too.
See you around.
Hmm.
AP down to 10%.
Yeesh.
Let's confirm. Enemy Behemoth, Sol Dios, sighted. They're closing on Sing from 2 directions. White Glint is in charge of stopping the eastern contingent. You intercept the larger western squad. Take them all down. We're being hailed. It's White Glint. Opening a channel now.
This is White Glint. Hey, Raven. I've heard good things. Let's get this done.
Energy spike detected. Opening shields to use the Sol Dios cannon. Take out the exposed cannon before it fires. AP is down 50%.
Okay.
Sol Dios
Thief.
destroyed by White Glint. AP down to 10%. This can't be. Let's. Enemy Behemoth, Sol Dios, sighted. They're closing on Sing from 2 directions. White Glint is in charge of stopping the eastern contingent. You intercept the larger western squad. Take them all down. We're being hailed. It's White Glint. Opening a channel now.
This is White Glint. Hey, Raven. I've heard good things. Let's get this done.
Energy spike detected. Opening shields to use the Sol Dios cannon. Take out the exposed cannon before it fires. Sol Dios destroyed by White Glint. Sol Dios disabled. It's going to explode. Get away from it. Is this a Kojima explosion? careful. Status report. White Flint has successfully destroyed all Soldios units. Let's finish things up on our end, too.
See you around.
Soldios destroyed. Explosion imminent. Get away! Soldios destroyed. Explosion imminent. Get away!
Hey, how can you shoot through your own teammate, you sack of shit?
All Soldios units defeated. Thanks for another successful mission. Good work. Please head back.
That's only slightly annoying. Excuse me. Probably went way over on time. Nope, I did good.
Throwing everything away in order to protect what matters most. You and Joshua are a lot alike.
Damn right. Who's Joshua?
I'm glad you're safe.
I think that's the guy in the monologues. Like all, stories, it's, or stories for Armored Core, up to 5 and whatnot. The story is kind of there, but you don't quite know. Actually, let's slow that schematic up. Defeat enemy next. Jordan Chevalier. Let's kick his ass.
Let's confirm the mission. Please eliminate Ray
Yeah, I think
Leonard's
4 is one of the
next
most
for
obvious
Leon's.
about the narrative, I guess.
link is on
Yeah,
the number 3 original.
Nexus
Said to have
had
taken
pretty
down more Ravens than anyone else during the National
pretty solid
Dismantlement.
story up front.
Though currently working as a solo commando, her activities all follow a
Actually, no,
predictable pattern.
Project Phantasma.
Lure
probably had the most in-your-face story, because that's all it was.
Unique high-output blade. Be extremely cautious when engaging in close-range combat. Those are your orders. You can't lose now.
But I mean, FromSoft has never really been about, story. Or in-your-face story, I should say. Like, the FromSoft games have, like, deep lore that you have to go looking for. Like, with Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Sekiro, it's, you can play the game and enjoy it and have a great time, and the story is there if you want to find it or read about it, which is one of the things I love most about Dark Souls. I would say that the storytelling was bad in any of the games. Just kind of had to play the... Aw, shit.
Objective sighted. Enemy next. Orleans. Take her down.
Come close, I dare you.
So you asked me. Interesting. How you get there is unimportant. It's who stands last. Proud. Consider that a parting gift.
That was just horrible.
Orleans has gone silent. The mission was a success.
But kind of like how it's definitely more direct in how they present in other games. Yeah. But just piece it all together. But like some are definitely more direct in how they present it, and others, I guess. Yeah, it's. I mean, like Sekiro is a very heavy story up front, versus like Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3, or even Demon Souls. Those ones, they had really deep, engrossing like story of the lore and whatnot. And you could learn about it if you wanted to. Bloodborne was a little bit more up in your face about it. And Elden Ring definitely had a heavier story, but that one was also written by George R. R. Martin, which is, pretty good. And we'll see how Armored Core 6 is. And there's a lot of lore with Armored Core. Like, if you look at the channel Armored Core Lore, great guy, great voice, he goes heavy, deep into the lore of everything. There's, like, more than I would ever even, like, fucking guessed. He goes into, like, the lore books that are only written in Japanese and shit. Like, he's got a lot of good stuff. I'm in his Discord. It's a very active Discord, especially if you love Armored Core. I go give him a watch. Free publicity there, but Armored Core Lore.
She looked like she was actually enjoying herself out there. I was so worried.
But
Relieved that it was you who won.
I'm excited for 6. So it's gonna be good. My buddy, who's usually with me on chat, but he's not in today, he's busy. Me and him are both going to enjoy the hell out of it. It's a shame that it's single player with campaign. It would be cool to play along with a buddy, but I'm okay with that. And then you have the moonlight and the flicker. But then you have the it's going to be 3v3 or 1v1 PvP, which I might actually participate a little bit in, just so I can shoot missiles at people. That'd be great. Shoulder flicker. Because why the fuck not, right? Actually, can I put another Canopus? Can I have 2 Canopus? Ah, that would be destructive. But I like my attires. These things have been serving me well. Hand missiles. Arm-mounted missile launchers with target-seeking missiles. Yeah, I enjoyed the 4th gen PvP the most personally, but I haven't really been a thing for that many titles. A little worried about how 6s will be considering Overlock and all. Yeah, if anything, because with the orbital locks and all that, maybe the ECM will actually like come into like great detail, like deploying decoys, flares, chaff, all that fun stuff. Who knows? We don't know. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be the Wild Wild West for a little bit. It's gonna be great. Ooh, flash rocket. Flashbangs. Nice. Yeah, let's see. Hard to say. I think I like the idea of kind of being really similar to dogfighting, if that makes any sense. Like the ones entirely on the player to keep the enemy in their sights and avoid them moving around. Yeah, definitely. Because that's always been fun. Though, having a hard lock that automates movement would feel like it takes a while from that. Yeah, it would. But even then, with the in Dark Souls and whatnot, a lot of times the hard lock wasn't really that beneficial. Like sometimes it would be because it gives you tunnel vision and like decreases some of your maneuverability. Yeah, well, Souls PvP was kind of tricky. It was, especially with all lag stabbing and shit like that. But my favorite Dark Souls PvP was definitely 3, but that was only because there was like an unwritten community fight club where sometimes you'd like invade and it'd be like a ring of like the fucking stones and you'd see like a bunch of invaders or like support people just like standing there just waiting for a fight. And then every now and then an invading NPC would come in, try to kill the host, and everybody would jump on that guy. That shit was fun. Because I never saw it in Dark Souls 1, because I never did PvP in Dark Souls 1 when it was fresh. And 2, I also didn't really do too much PvP. 3, I did the most of my PvP. It was fun. Check you later watching Violent Night. Ooh, that sounds fun. Whole etiquette. Yeah, it was an unwritten etiquette rule, and I loved it. And then, unfortunately, they got rid of it when the Dark Souls remake, like, the remaster, I guess, for, like, PlayStation 4 and all that. Because I was playing with that with my buddy, and, like, there was just no rules, no etiquette, no honor. It sucked. Defeat enemy next. Alright.
Let's confirm the mission. You'll report to the former Peace City area to provide backup for allies engaging an enemy squad of super elite Nexts. There are 4 Nexts in total, and each Lynx is a top-numbered original. Be especially careful of number 1, Berlioz. Berlioz's record in battle is peerless. He's extremely flexible in his thinking, unusual among originals. He'll use parts made by any company to win, and no one can argue with the results. This mission is extremely dangerous. Fighting multiple
That's one thing I never did was play with like solely. I only go for like Mirage parts or Crest parts or Relianard parts. I've always mixed and matched. It's weird that the thing is like, oh yeah, he's the best because he mixes and matches. Migrate Days Combat Infinity. I've been wanting to get more into the Ace Combat games. Like I've been trying to like collect the older ones and play up, just because it's fun. Project Flashpoint was like kind of the spiritual sequel to them. I've been wanting to play that one too. Or Project Remand, I think it was. I forget what the actual title was. Came out a year or two ago.
Combat is already underway. Get in there and provide backup for our allies. There are 4 enemy nests. Our side is already down to 2. They have the obvious numerical advantage. Divide and conquer. I believe you. Come back to us safely.
Leonhard, the cavalry's arrived.
You made it. Thanks for coming. Sorry, you've got us outnumbered. Let's get to it.
Enemy reinforcement sighted. It's Anatolia's mark.
Anatolia? Oh, right. It's that fossil.
Don't get cocky. Here he's a skilled soldier. He's there.
What's going on here? You walking junkie. Is this my fault?
Enemy next. Red cap. Destroy.
I'm under serious fire. I'm nearing my limit. I'm sorry. I'm past my limit.
Allied unit. Hold. Destroy.
Not me, will you? You're a fine warrior. Call me sentimental. At a different sense.
All enemy next. Destroy. You made it through. The mission was a success. Good work.
Zone of Enders 2? Oh. It's another series I've been wanting to play. I have a lot of mech games on the docket, but I never played Zone of Enders. I played a lot of crap, what was it? Shit. Demon X Machina. Good game, good solid game.
You were astounding out there. I can still barely believe it. All of this is so unfair to ask of you. Once this war is over, let's get away from all of this.
Yo, she's asking me out, guys. Let's go.
Rest now. Sleep well, soldier.
There's nothing wrong with the animatedness, which I liked with Demon X Machina, because I can't remember, but it might have been actual part of it. But at the final battle, my mech got destroyed. I had to eject, and I was fighting the thing on foot. It was kind of like a fucking Gurren Lagann episode. It was great. So that might have been scripted. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but so good. Shoulder, Euphoria, Addict, and AM. Didn't get too far in Demon X Machina progress. It was good. I especially liked it because there was a lot of like, let's fight giant fucking things. There was like giant, enemies that you had to fight. And they're basically like arms forts, which was one of the best parts about Armored Core 4 Answer. Just because they're giant bosses, so you have like you're in a giant mech, but now this thing dwarfs you considerably, so you're fighting this big thing. It's just good things. Yeah, that was the biggest thing. A lot of people didn't like how that game kind of felt and played. I don't know. A lot of like Armored Core purists were kind of against it. I don't know why. I liked it a lot. It scratched the itch. That's for sure. Loot cycle, all that. Just the customization was better and more thought out. Yeah, the customization wasn't there, especially on par with like Armored Core games. But I did also like how you could like cybernetically enhance the pilot to make him look like an abomination of science. It was great. And there were clear winners, losers in terms of parts and balance. Yeah, there was. And it did kind of turn into a bit of like a looter, where you'd get like the same parts, but one would be better than the other. So you kind of there was also an RNG basis to it. Addict. Ooh, PA charger. might be actually useful. PA molder, strength through. And better ECM maker. That looks actually pretty cool. I think I might run around with that just because I like the look of it. Another huge thing about me when it comes to mech games, I usually don't play for meta or, you know, efficiency. I play the rule of cool. In Dark Souls, it was Fashion Souls. Like, you know, I like looking cool. I like my looks. I like my angles. I like my exaggerations. You know, I like how that looks. Oh, yeah, this one, yeah, I have to destroy pillars. Oh, it's the end of chapter 5? Yeah, fuck it.
Let's confirm the mission. Destroy Ray Leonard's
I guess the game
central
rewards you for
headquarters,
time more than drops anything.
Exaville is an extremely unique structure.
Yeah,
If you
it's kind of
destroy
wish
the
the paladin
pillars,
was
which
more
are
like
set
a
in a
thing
fan
to,
shape
like,
around
skill
the facility,
purposes.
the whole thing should lose balance and come tumbling down. Ray Leonard's nexts have already been exterminated, but Exaville is likely still fortified with a tremendous amount of firepower. Don't get cocky. Those are your orders. This should finish
So,
everything.
this is just a horrible design for a base. Like, it looks cool, but why would you do it? Like, if you're, so was the reason to keep playing? I think maybe the hardest thing for the hardest side of things was, like, landing sequence. The thing is, what's also will probably help me out with Demon's Ex Machina, my buddy that is usually here with me. Me and him played a lot of the game together because there's a multiplayer that you could play, like, the game. They also released, like, kind of dungeons you could explore, and big mech rushes, which is always fun. And then the storyline was, you know, cool, engaging, and you could also play that co-op, I believe, as well. But I played that by myself. And you didn't really need to be that good to play through the story. I do love co-op games, and it makes any game better if you can play with a buddy. Because then you can just, like, riff off it. Like, Resident Evil 6. Probably a really bad game to play by yourself. But, play that with a buddy? Awesome! Same for Resident Evil 5, when you get Chris just punching a boulder like a fucking titan. As always, the player interactions are always the most... Exactly, it helps build strong memories.
This is the last of them. Let's get to it. Exaville pillar successfully destroyed. The facility's balance has begun to falter. We're looking good. Continue removing the pillars. Exaville pillar destroyed. You're doing great. Keep an eye on enemy troops and continue like this. Another of Exaville's pillars destroyed. The facility is nearing its limits. Keep at it. All pillars have collapsed. Shock detected within Exaville's core facility. It's starting to fall. Get out of there. Exaville is falling. Mission
Whew.
accomplished.
I almost died before... in the fucking clear out.
Escalate to this. At least this is the end. You've done an excellent job. Let's head back.
I thoroughly enjoyed 5 and 6. It was a good action game itself. Cash grab for the art details are concerned. But it definitely played well because it was like the gameplay was an increase of Resident Evil 4, which is by far the best Resident Evil fucking game ever made. Fight me. But with 5, no, there's a bit of an ad break, so I'll continue talking about 30 seconds. So 6665. Nice.
We've received word from Emil. He says that Joshua was successful in destroying Aklavik, too.
Just destroying all the corporations now.
Ray Leonard and Aklavit went down. History's worst war yet came to a close, leaving the planet contaminated. It seemed...
Yeah, 4 or 5 might have been the ones I spent most of the time on. 4, I fucking love that game. And Mercs mode, fucking great. Especially because you could do that co-op too. That was also fun.
To survive for the time being. She requested leave of absence for him, and I accepted. I suppose we were naive. The world exists in a continual state of terror, convenient to its leaders and purposes.
Did me and Handler go on a vacation? We get married? What up? What up? What up? Like I ended up doing unlocks for Barry's pistol with 4 different friends. Like it was, I really did like the Merc mode in 4, and then with 5, it was fun. I also played Revelations 1 and 2. Those played relatively good, especially for the buddy, but nowhere near as good as like 5 and 6, like gameplay style. 6 was just crazy over the top, especially with like the Ashley and Wesker's kid chapter. Oh god, it was just so like anime. Like I didn't own a PC, but I borrowed my best friends to play 5 initially. Nice. Yeah, a lot of the games like I definitely played later on, or with Resident Evil 5, my buddy owned it on his 360. And we would have, like, you know, LAN parties all night, or we'd just stay up playing it all night. It was good times. And co-op mercs destroyed. Yeah, 5 was a really good job, or it tied it up, because you took out Wesker. Spoilers, people. In a kind of it was a very, like, cinematic way, but in a kind of, like, a bullshit way, too. Because he's standing waist deep in lava, not giving a fuck. And 2 RPGs blowing up next to him takes him out. Nah. Wesker's still alive. But, and then 6 was just like, you know, Umbrella sold all of its assets to, you know, buy some shit. And yeah, co-op mercs is just, I just love, like, you and a buddy versus, like, hordes of enemies. It's my favorite type of gameplay. That's why I like, me and my buddies have been playing Earth Defense Force. Great fucking game. It's just you versus giant bugs and aliens. It's all you need. Or Aliens, one of the newer ones where it's like 3v, like horde mode. It's good shit. I love it. I do hate that he turned out into a cheesy Bond villain rather than being Puppet Master. Yeah, like he was like written as like a badass, like, you know, puppet, as you said, Puppet Master, or even like when you fight him, he's like untouchable. And the fight was kind of anticlimactic for that, I think. It's got layers of strategy to it when you get into higher difficulties with EDF. Yeah, like me and my buddies are playing the campaign through Inferno now. Because me and one buddy, we played it, just me and him through normal. We beat the game. My other 2 buddies, they played most of it through hard, and I joined them for a good amount of it. And then we skipped hardest and went right to Inferno. And we're trying to get through there, and it's challenging to say the least. Especially since we're, you know, probably under armored score. Granted, my one buddy meets the higher score because there are some ways to cheese and grind armor that's not involving a cheat engine. Actually, I could have actually had that on in the background while doing all of this. Can brute force your way through hard. Yeah, and that's kind of what they did, especially since they started on hard. Like, they didn't do a normal gameplay. They started Mission 1, first time picking up the game, hard mode. Which, I mean, the game lets you, so it is somewhat balanced to that. But I would say Inferno is definitely geared towards at least, 4 people playing competently or 3 people playing really, really good. I only play honest rooms. Yeah, I mean, I don't like using cheat engines for games that are multiplayer like that, so it's, pretty meh. Thankfully, with EDF, they have the limits to what you can actually do, so or how much armor or weapon level you can bring in. All right, Seed of Barren Earth. This is the last mission, Chapter 6. This is the final mission, people. This game was short. It fully was. So I'm going to bring in the mecha build, because why the fuck not? And let's see how I do against this guy. Stay away from him and launch missiles at him. It's going to be great.
We've confirmed an unidentified craft approaching Anatolia. Why is that armored core here?
Stay back. Something's not right.
I wish it took place in a hot tub. I don't got one yet. I'm going to put it right behind me. It's going to be great. But yeah, I really also like EDF. I put a lot of hours into it recently. If you look at my YouTube channel, same name, a lot of my stuff has been EDF for the past like month or two. How you doing, Jay Lamau? A lot of DJ. Yeah. Also, EDF 6 is in Japan right now, so I'm excited for that one when it comes out.
I guess there's little need for words.
Glad to hear that, man. Diablo 4? Fuck yeah. Yeah, so missiles really trivialize this guy. So that was the end of Armored Core 4. That was the end of Chapter 6. So good times, good times. I'm gonna take a picture for prosperity. Woo. A lot of guys are super veterans also made Fire Pro. Look at my little fucking, missile fucking bat over here. If you could see the brightness in this game, I've rose the brightness in this game, and it's still dark. Granted, that was the 360 era for you. And I'm playing this on original hardware, because I play all my games on the original hardware if I can. Sometimes on PC. Like EDF. Yeah,
Hey, can you hear me?
but like currently I have my 360, my PSP, my Dreamcast, my PlayStation 2, and an original Xbox all hooked up to my capture card so I can like swap through different retro games. Because I like playing retro games, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to play this giant fucking collection behind me. This isn't a back screen. This is my collection. I love it. Yeah, EDF's pretty big in Japan too, but it's like a video game-ass video game. Yeah, but that's the cool part. It knows what it is. It's a video game-ass video game. And like the dialogue in it is hilarious. Especially in EDF 5, where you get the sprite laser, where you get the chick to be like, I devised this weapon to kill a god! It's just great. I love her. She's the best. Sprightful Lady is fantastic. Yes, she is the best. She is a treasure. The voiceover in general is really good across languages. Seeing as how I don't... I can kind of speak some other languages. Enough to order food, find the bathroom, and maybe flirt. I can't really comprehend if someone's talking to me too much. I'd have to go slow. So English, unfortunately, is what I usually listen to things. Even with my anime, a lot of times I will go for the dubbed over subs, because I usually have anime or something on as a background noise, depending on the show. And some animes are actually really good dubbed, like the show How Heavy Are the Dumbbells That You Lift. That show is hilarious. It's got a lot of sarcastic, smart-ass humor, and teaches you more about proper form, gym etiquette, and how to actually work out than I would have ever learned in all of my years of PE. I'm just like, fuck, that's a good show. But yeah, Armored Core 4. This is a short game. Like, I was like even, you know, barely playing it sometimes. Like, there's been times where I put the controller down talking. I've only been playing for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the last stream I did was 2 hours. This is a short game. So I have some hope to be able to get through the others in relatively quick fashion. That guy did Kagan to Shura too.
She took him and left
Yeah,
him.
totally, yeah.
I had no right to stop them, no words to keep him here. I'll stop my telling here. It isn't my place to speak of what happened after that.
They boned. Save game progress. Yeah, why not? It's like a lot of gaming characters in the background. It's like one of the ridiculous fighting series. I might have to look into that. Because I do like ridiculous fighting series. Like Baki, that was a fun one. It was ridiculous, but good. Not quite like Baki, but it's kind of the same wavelength. Alright. But yeah, no, so beat Armored Core 4. I think I'm going to call the stream there. Tomorrow, I plan on, let's see, what missions did I do? I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 missions I skipped just because I streamlined and made a beeline for the end of the game. Which is the main reason why I'm doing this series. I've 100% this game already before my previous save file was up there. Not 100%, but I beat all the missions on difficulties and whatnot. If you're like into that genre, All-Rounder Meguru is really good too. More shit to add to my fucking backlog now. It's like super grounded. Okay, I might have to look into that one because I do like over-the-top kung fu action movies and anime, but I do also like grounded stuff too. It'd have to be in the feel for it. But, Dishes09, it's been a pleasure talking with you. It made this interaction a lot more fun. I like this. I love this kind of banter. It's why I started streaming while playing all my retro games, because it's just fun to talk to people. Studied fight science. Oof. Okay, I'll have to write that one down. Actually, what am I doing? I have a computer right in front of me. I can type it. I mean, write down this shit. I'm a fucking idiot. Meguru. All-Rounder Meguru. Meguru. Alright. I'll have to check that one out. It's like other series pretty good. Eden? Never saw that one either. But yeah, Dishes09 and everyone else still watching, I appreciate you coming out to watch me. And yeah, I usually try to stream Mondays and sporadically through the week. But tomorrow I'm starting Armored Core 4 Answer, or later tonight, we'll see how I feel. But definitely tomorrow we'll be playing Armored Core 4 Answer. We'll probably get through that, and then next weekend I think I'm going to just... Yeah, next weekend I'm just going to beeline Armored Core 5. Just because I got to. Let's see. 5 and 6. Yeah. I like how it ended, but it started off super well. Well, that is kind of a disappointment if it ends kind of badly. But anyway, hope you all have fun. You have a good weekend, and talk to y'all later.